Hello, 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 ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. My name is Skylar, and I'm the coach of your Duke City Doublades for Season 3 of the NPA. This week, in Week 8, I believe, or is it Week 9? No, it's Week 8. I can never remember. I think it's Week 8, but we're going against Sin and the Waterloo Sawsbucks, and you can see I actually got someone to gen for me for once, because no one responds to my Jenny outcries. Thank you, analyst, for kind of ripping me for that last week. It wasn't my fault. Anyways, we're starting our battle against Sin. And so, my thought process at the beginning was I'm just going to send out my Jolteon and pretty much Volt Switch on whatever he sends in. And he sends out Doodle Boy, the Mimikyu. And so I'm thinking, okay, this is great. Mimikyu destroys me, but I'm faster, so I can just Volt Switch, and Mimikyu does absolutely nothing to Venusaur or Heatran. And since I brought both of them today, I think I'm sitting in a pretty good position. I go into Heatran, because it's literally going to do nothing, and I can also threaten him out with a Flash Cannon. I didn't put an Air Balloon on Heatran because I thought Assault Vest would be better, because you see it does absolutely nothing. One, because it's resisted, and two, because I have the Assault Vest, which raises both my defenses. And so he switches out and goes straight out into his Hydreigon. I know Hydreigon gets Earth Power, but I'm just going to go for the Flamethrower, going for a safe move, get some damage off in this thing, and I know that an Earth Power will not take me out. And he does go for the Earth Power. And me being the smart person I am, I have Dragon Pulse. So Dragon Pulse does like, I think 75%, but he's at like 65, so either way it was going to take him out. All I know is it's going to take him out. I'm not sure if 75% is the right amount or not, but he goes right back out into his Mimikyu. I know he's going to go for a Shadow Sneak, but I know Shadow Sneak doesn't take me out from this range. It actually, I'm at like 25%, and if I remember correctly from the calc, Shadow Sneak does like 20% max. So I just go for the Flash Cannon, get 2 quick kills, give myself momentum, and I'm pretty much just going to let Heatran go down after this because there's really nothing it can do for me, being at 10 HP and being that I can't get reliable recovery. And I'm not sure when he's going to switch in his Claydol and possibly get Stealth Rocks up. So he brings out his Yanmega and just goes for the Bug Buzz, and it takes me out. I'm okay with it. I have 2 quick kills. 2 of his biggest threats are actually gone from the field, so that's really great for me. And so I go back out into my Jolteon, just to kind of pressure him out. I should have gone for the HP Ice here, because it's super effective, but I went for the Volt Switch instead. He goes out into his Claydol. And I probably could have played better around his Claydol. I probably should have gone out to Venusaur here. But I go out into my Slowbro, which is packing Psyshock, Scald, Ice Beam, and Slack Off. I was hoping I could get something going with Curse Baton Pass into Slowbro from my Umbreon, but rip the dream. He goes right out into gains his Tapu Bulu. And I go for the Scald, hoping to get the burn, just get some damage on this thing. And I do actually get the burn, but he's got the Lumberry, so the Lumberry is going to heal him up from his burn, which is fine by me. I don't really care. As long as I can get a status on this thing, I'll be happy. And so the Grassy Terrain and my leftovers give us both recovery. And I can't risk a Horn Leech from this thing, so I'm going to switch out into my Venusaur, which absolutely destroys this thing with a Sludge Bomb. And being that he knows that, I was hoping he would actually switch out into his Yanmega after the Horn Leech, and I get my Mega Evolution off. I actually go for an HP Ice, hoping that he would switch into his Yanmega, and on the off chance that he stayed in, just so that I could get some super effective damage on either one of those, but he goes out into his Magnezone, and that's another thing. I probably could have gone for an HP Fire here if I had HP Fire. It was probably actually the better idea, because I think it actually does more than HP Ice does the Yanmega, if I'm remembering correctly, but don't quote me on that. So, my HP ice goes off. I get some damage on this thing. It's whatever. I don't know exactly what he wants to do. I do pop his air balloon, so that's great. If I still had Heatran around, that is. Because Heatran was really the only thing I could deal with this, or Yacht Mega, so I'm kind of in a tough spot. And so I switch out my Venusaur, because he probably has HP Fire. And I go out into my Umbreon. And since he goes for the Flash Cannon, I'm thinking he's just trying to predict whatever I might bring in, just try to get some damage off. So I'm still thinking he has HP Fire at this point, but I don't actually think he does when I look back on it after the match. At some point in the match, you kind of figure he doesn't have HP Fire. So, being that he did a lot of damage to my Umbreon, I switch out. I go out into my Jolteon. And so he actually switches out. I don't know why. And he goes on into his Tapu Bulu. Probably because he's just trying to get some pressure on me. Which is fine. And so being that he just got his grass train just went down, it's not going to come back up with the Grassy Surge. Or Grass Surge, whatever it is. Either way, he goes for the Horn Leech, does a ton of damage. But I did paralyze him, so that's fine. That's great. Excuse me. And so I switch right back out into my Venusaur, and he gets paralyzed, unfortunately. And then he switches right back out into his Magnezone, and this is where the game kind of gets sort of stally, I guess you can say. Because I figure I might as well make the aggressive play and just stay in. Actually, no. I'm sorry. That comes on later. I go right back out into my Umbreon. And he actually predicts me, I believe. No. He goes for the Flash Cannon. And so I go for a Moonlight after this. I'm faster than him. And it gets me recovery. And I can see what else he has what else he's packing. If anything, for my Umbreon. So I go for the Moonlight. Sorry, I'm just jumping ahead of myself in these battles. And he goes for Signal Beam. And that's really bad, because Signal Beam's super effective, and I did not know this thing can carry Signal Beam. So, I go for Curse for what it's worth. And I'm just gonna let Umbreon go down. There's really no other play I can do. I can keep Moonlighting and just hoping he switches out at some point, but there's really no point in doing that. And Umbreon really didn't do much for me, because I'm actually not carrying anything on Umbreon besides... I'm not carrying anything attack-wise on Umbreon. I was kind of trying to go for something cheeky with the Curse and Baton Pass into Slowbro. I was carrying Curse, Moonlight, Baton Pass, and I don't remember what the other move was. I don't remember what else I was carrying. But you can see I just go into Oleander and I start Giga Draining away. I know I can live another Flash Cannon after the Giga Drain. So I'm just trying to wheel him down. And so he goes for another Flash Cannon, and I actually go for my Synthesis here. And Synthesis actually gets me back to a point where I probably could have gone for... Well, no, I'm lying. I'm trying to Synthesis back up to a point where he just switches out. Because if I can stall him out enough, then I can probably get a Giga Drain or two off. And maybe take him out. But as long as he goes for something like a Volt Switch or something, I definitely have that choice. I definitely have the chance to do that. So that's all I'm doing Synthesis for. And after a little bit of this stall goes off, he does eventually switch out. So he goes for the Volt Switch, and I actually went for a Giga Drain here, I believe, or might have gone for a Synthesis. But he switches out into his Yacht Mega. And this is where I'm in a tough spot, because I have no chance to do anything, really. So I goes out into Jolteon. I go out into Jolteon, and he goes for an Air Slash. I'm basically just sacking Jolteon off. And he gets his speed boost. And this is where I kind of have to get aggressive. I'm thinking maybe after 2 speed boosts, he won't outspeed Slurpuff. So, he goes for the Air Slash. And I'm thinking, okay, that pops my Citrus Berry. My Citrus Berry gets it up above half, so I can get my Belly Drum off, but I flinch. And in the end, when I look back, it doesn't really matter because he had 3 speed boosts up at this point. Or did he only have 2? He might have only had 2. Either way, no matter if at +2, he does outspeed me even with the Unburden boost. So I'm in a really rough spot because I have nothing to deal with this, and I have nothing to deal with his Magnezone either. And I don't know why he went for Shadow Ball there, because Bug Buzz would have taken out Slurpuff, and it also takes out Slowbro, so I don't know why he was packing Shadow Ball. It might have been like the only thing he had, really. And depending on what I brought, it might have done something. I can't think of anything off the top of my head of what's super effective on. Aside from... No, I can't really think of anything. Anyways, GG to Sin. I lost against the Yanmega, so it's really my fault. Either way, I hope you guys enjoyed this battle. If you did, please hit that like button. If you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button. I'll see you guys next week for our Week 10 battle. I was wrong, it is Week 9, against Jodor and the Seattle Sea Kings. Thanks for watching. See you guys next time. Bye!